Welcome back, Irish fans, to Breaking Down Braves Boys podcast. Today I'm with Jake, and we're just going to be talking about some class of 21 recruits. We're also going to be talking about some Irish overseas, like Demetrius Jackson, Zach August, Rex Pfluger, who all played their first game recently. And then we're going to be talking a little bit about John Mooney, too. But first, Blake Wesley, obviously the main class of 21 recruit. Give a little background on him. He should be committing soon, probably the next 2 or 3 months, maybe even this month, late this month. I think he wants to commit before the high school season. He's probably going to drop a top 5 before he commits too, so that should be exciting. I think Notre Dame's in a really good spot. He had a good summer with Indy Heat. But yeah, I guess we'll go to Jake now. Jake, do you think that Notre Dame will make Blake Wesley's top 5 if it comes out before he commits?
So yeah, I think they're definitely going to make his top 5. I think he's been their main target for a while, and I think there's definitely interest on both ends. Nobody really knows how reliable all these recruiting services are. Like, I'll rephrase that. How the projections are for them. But Rivals has a future cast at 100% to him, and 247 has him as warm. Obviously, I think there's no secret that there's big interest on both ends. I think both will make his top 5. If I had to guess his top 5, it would be Notre Dame, Indiana, Purdue, Texas, and Maryland. I think Louisville was in there a lot, but it might have gotten out. And didn't Texas recently? No, Louisville landed a wing recently, so that kind of takes him out of a running maybe for him. I don't know. I know he's not a wing, but he can kind of play some spots too. Um, There'll definitely be in the top 5. It's just a question of where he goes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I definitely agree that they'll be in the top 5. I think it'll be like us, Maryland, Ohio State, Purdue, and then probably Texas, maybe Louisville. But that's what I have for him. I think they're in a really good spot with him. And I just wanted to talk about his summer a little bit. I watched pretty much every game he had this summer. In my opinion, he had a really good summer. Over the course of the year at Riley, I wasn't super happy with the year he had. I mean, he had a lot of really good games. His numbers looked really good. He had some good highlights. But he was playing a box and one every time. There was a lot of shot chucking going on. Not a lot of great passes. His defense was okay there. You definitely saw what he could be, but I think he still had a far way to go during the high school season. And now that we saw him in the summer alongside Michi Johnson, Luke Goody, Caleb First, like big-time D1 guys who can take some of the pressure off of him offensively, I think there's a lot to be excited about with him. He really got to the basket a lot. He didn't turn the ball over a whole lot. His shot looked okay. There was still a bit of shot chucking, but what can you expect from a high-volume guy like that who's used to taking a ton of shots a game in high school? But I'm really looking forward to seeing what he can do this year at Riley. Hopefully there's not too many box and ones, and hopefully we can get some good tape of him. But that's all I have for him. Jake, if you have anything else, say it. Otherwise,
No.
To Duran.
All I'd say is that I'd be very excited to land him, and I'm looking forward to that top 5 announcement and that commitment from him.
For sure. Also, I forgot to add this, but I think it's really underrated what Blake would do for Notre Dame off the court if they landed him. I think financially, put them in a really good spot. I mean, it seems like Blake and JR, they know everybody in South Bend, it seems like. I mean, they have more followers on Instagram than like most of the current players, and they're in high school. So I think that would be huge for them. It'd kind of be like they could market it like the 2 South Bend kids, like Demetrius and August. But yeah, that's all I have for him. And then with Deron Holmes, they said top 4 coming soon for him. I think in his top 4, it could be a mixture of Arizona, Arizona State, Kansas, Notre Dame, Oregon, USC, Marquette, and then maybe Virginia. I don't even know if they've offered, but I know he took a visit there. Jake, do you have any thoughts on Deron Holmes? I know he's been relatively new on the recruiting trail. They only got in July, but what do you think to say about him?
Um, I think he's a great talent. Obviously, I am not very sure if we'll be in this top four. It says on 247 that Virginia has indeed offered him. So just something to look out for. Um, you know, I'm uncertain if we'll be there. If we're there, that's a welcome sign. If he's not, I would not be surprised. But I'm not really sure what to expect either way. It's not like a guy that we offer and we're not in his top whatever. Who was he like the point guard? Who was the point guard from Pennsylvania that we offered that we didn't get in his top seven? We I'm not sure if we all.
Would that be Jordan Hawkins from DeMatha?
No, it wasn't like Stevie. I
Oh,
forget his last name.
Stevie Mitchell.
Yeah, it's not like that where like he comes out with his top seven and we're not in it and nobody is like nobody's surprised or anything. I'm not really sure what to expect either way. I'd have to probably lean no at the moment, but it wouldn't surprise me if we're there either.
Hmm. Yeah, for sure. I think I would say we're a fringe top four team for him. Just because his dad went there, he has a family connection, and he's told people he wants to visit there, and he really likes a lot of things about Notre Dame. But Arizona seems like the front runner for now. Um, what was I gonna say? He's going to Montverde, so he could pick up some more offers. He said he's going to commit in the spring. To me, I think if he commits later, that's better for us, to be honest, just because they've only been on him for 2 months. I didn't really hear his name before that as a guy they could offer. He just kind of came out of nowhere when I think SAT scores came out. But that's kind of what I have for Duran. I guess I'll give a quick scouting report on him from what I saw. This was a while ago, but I thought he was a pretty good shooter from the mid range, even with a hand in his face. Good rebounder, pretty athletic. It's a lot of putbacks. I don't think he's a great perimeter defender. He's a good shot blocker. He's just not in position to get blocks a lot of times. He can foul a bit. Um, to me, he's like a shorter Jawan Durham. He's 6'8". He can shoot from the mid range. He reminds me a lot of him in high school. Um, but he's a decent ball handler for his size, just like Durham. He's a good shot blocker if he can get into position more. Um, that's kind of what I have for him. Jake, any closing thoughts on Duran Holmes?
I think it would be a great get for us. Wouldn't he, by some rankings, be our second highest recruit ever if we got him?
Oh,
He's top 50, no?
yeah, I think he's top 50, like 43 or something.
Yeah, that we've only had one top 50 guy ever, so that obviously would be a great thing.
For sure. And then I guess we'll move on to the one guy that is committed in the class of 21. Don't have to worry about him as much. J.R. Knesny. Um, I think we all know what we have with J.R. Just talk about his summer a bit. He had COVID, he said in an interview, so he was out for 2 weeks. We had to pay to watch his games, except for the last weekend. So I wasn't really able to get a look at him. I don't think anybody really was either. Um, the 2 games, I think he had 8 points and 4 points with Indy Elite. He barely got touches, though. I mean, it's just the nature of AAU. There's guys trying to get offers everywhere. I mean, that's just how AAU works. He had a lot of D1 guys on his team, so it was hard to come by. But he looked good with the ball in his hands. He was a good defender. He looked spry, um, fast. Anything about JR could be about the summer.
I think he's a very underrated recruit. I think he should be, you know, closer to a top 100 guy, if not in there. I'm not sure if any sites have him as a 4-star, but I think he definitely fits into that. He, very good, very good scorer. I think he can do a lot of other things too. And I know a lot of people who follow Indiana high school basketball closely, who say he's much better than the recruitings indicate. I think he's been one of the most dominant players in the state there. I think he's a huge get, bigger than most people realize. So I really look forward to having him on the team.
For sure. I think having COVID kind of hindered him in terms of rankings. I think he was top 100 before the summer, and then he dropped, but he definitely should be top 100 if Blake and Duran are top 100. I don't know what else he has.
Team.
For sure. I think having COVID kind of hindered him in terms of rankings. I think he was top 100 before the summer, and then he dropped, but he definitely should be top 100 if Blake and Duran are top 100. I don't know what else he has to do. He's getting snubbed. Um, but yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing his senior year just because of in his freshman year, he was kind of like a sharpshooter. Then he was going to the basket sophomore year. And then um, in junior year, he was doing it on both ends. He's scoring at all three levels. He was shooting like NBA threes. Just really looking forward to seeing what he can do. I think he has a chance to win Mr. Indiana. Maybe a guy like Blake will win it, or Michi Johnson, something like that, or a guy at Lalu. But yeah, that's kind of what I have for him. He's, in my opinion, he's the best player in the 21 class for us. Um, well, I mean, obviously, because he's the only one committed, but I do think he might be better than Blake, despite what the rankings say. And he's close to Duran, if not better than him. Um, but that's all I have for that. If you don't have anything else to Irish overseas, anything else?
Uh, yeah. So I saw Rex had his debut.
Mm-hmm. Yep. He had 8 points, 37.5% shooting from the field, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, 1 block, and he started the game. But you had to pay to watch it, so I couldn't get any film or see how he looked. Um, I do have his shot chart though. Let me pull it up real quick. You can talk about it for now. Talk about what you thought about him. Um, if you're able to see anything, highlights, anything like that.
No, well, I didn't see the game, but one thing I did observe is that he's filling up all the stats. You know, kind of like he did with us. You know, he'll have like an extended line, because he's kind of a player that does everything, which is good to see. Besides that, I mean, there's not much to judge off of one. Well, it was a preseason game now in a new league, but I'm very excited to see how he does this season. I think that league's a great opportunity for him. It's probably one of the better leagues in Europe and as a result the world. So to be able to start for them, and I think the Newcastle Eagles are one of the best teams in that league, if I'm not mistaken. So
Yeah,
this is an amazing opportunity for X, really. So I look forward to seeing what he can do.
for sure. I have a shot chart pulled up from the exhibition game. I know we're going overboard for an exhibition game, but he made a layup on the fast break. I think he did another one on the fast break. Missed a mid range, missed a free throw line jumper, missed 2 threes, and then hit a deep three. So I think that's kind of what we expect from Rex, to hit some threes, make some plays, do some stuff that doesn't show up on the stat sheet, which is pretty inconvenient for us because all we have to look at is the stat sheet. We can't watch the game, but maybe we'll be able to watch him later in the year. If you don't have any other thoughts on him, we can go to Zach August and Demetrius Jackson, who played a friendly game with their two teams. Anything else on Rex?
No, I just think what I said. I mean, it's a great opportunity for him to start in one of the best leagues in the world for one of the better teams in that league. We'll see where this takes him.
For sure. And then we'll go to Zach August first. We're playing against each other. But August didn't really get that many minutes. He definitely should have been more involved in the offense. I don't know what that was about, why they weren't giving him touches down low. But I think he had 5 points. I think he was like 2 of 2 from the field. Any thoughts on August? I'm not sure if you were able to catch it. It was during the day, like in the morning. So
No, I didn't get to see the game, but I did see that those two played very well. You know, I'd love to see them get an opportunity in the NBA eventually. But I know that's this is on Galatasaray, right? Isn't he?
yeah, I think so. He's in Greece, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. I- I think they definitely deserve an NBA shot again. So I hope that happens for them. Obviously. Yeah. So that's what I think.
hmm And then the other guy playing in that game was Demetrius Jackson. He had 25 points, I think 4 or 5 assists also in the scrimmage against August team. There's a full highlight reel on our Twitter if you want to check out what he did in that game. He was really good. Like I said, 25 points. He was scoring at all three levels, making plays defensively. He had a really crazy block. And then today, this is Saturday when we're filming this, he had his first real game with 18 points and 8 rebounds. I feel like Demetrius Jackson is kind of getting back to his Notre Dame form. I think he talked about that in an interview that he really wanted to get back to where he was and that his mindset was different now than it was when he was in the league. Any thoughts on Demetrius Jackson or what he can become?
Yeah. I mean, I think he can definitely get back to the NBA. I mean, like I said, that's obviously a great opportunity for him. It looks so far, but he's really proving it. Now he stuck around there for a few league years, kind of in the on the fringes there. I think it's a great opportunity to go to a great competition and you know get regular minutes and like get a big role and really develop as a player, which is what he needs right now. So that's it's great to see him performing like that.
For sure. I think he did have an NBA offer, maybe for the summer league, but it fell through because the summer league didn't happen. I think it's a good move for him to go prove himself, get some more minutes than he would have in the summer league, and like I said, really prove himself. And then the last guy we have, I forgot to put this on the list, Jake, so this may surprise you a little bit, but we could just touch on John Mooney a little bit. I don't think we've talked on here since we interviewed him. So, you have any thoughts on his NBA chances or really anything about him going to Australia, anything like that?
Yeah, I think him and everybody else that left college this year that was kind of like on the fringes was dealt a bad hand with COVID. Um, as like it's there's no summer league at the moment. It seems I doubt there'll be one. There's no NBA, combine or anything. There's no, you know, you're either in the bubble and focusing on that, or you're out of it and your season's over. Although I know they're trying to do something else for other teams. But I think it's probably a better opportunity to go to Australia. Get a big role, and then NBA teams will notice him, give him a G League contract maybe, and he can definitely play in the NBA. I don't think there's any doubt about that. I think there's no doubt to any of us that he'll make the NBA eventually. It's just a question of once he makes the NBA, how good is he there? And I think he can definitely be a good player in the NBA. Australia is a great opportunity for him. It's one of the best leagues in the world, and that's the best team in the Australian league that he went to in Perth. It was, I believe. So very excited for him. Pretty cool.
Yeah, for sure. What's it called? Brian Humphrey, when we talked to him, I thought he had a really good quote on Mooney where he said, "It's no accident that he has." Maybe I'll put that clip in. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll forget. But I don't think it's in an accident. He was right. I think you were right also that the no combine or anything kind of screwed him. But that's all we really have for him. Also in Australia, they lack athletic big man, which is perfect for him because the big knock on him in the NBA is he's not that athletic. He's kind of a lumbering big man. But that's all we have for the international players and recruits. Thank you
So
guys for
yeah,
watching. If you're still here, go Irish. Thank you for watching, and we'll have some more stuff out soon. Peace.